Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, I'm sure you've seen it in the news, but Donald Trump has been indicted for a fourth time now. This is Georgia, bringing it to four different states and a total of, I think it's 91 charges, maybe 92 charges. He's received so many charges that the average number of charges for presidents of the United States is now two, which there's a fun little statistics fact for you, but this is the one in Georgia. This has to do with the Find Me 11,000 Votes call that was made in January of 2021. It's Trump and 18 other co-conspirators that are all being charged together. They're all getting at least one charge of the conspiracy. And that's pretty significant. They're pulling up RICO charges, which is normally used for, like mobs and stuff like that, but I mean, they were organized together. It was a lot of people conspiring to overturn democratic processes. And I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense to me. But, ever since this stuff started, with the first one, I think that was the Mar-a-Lago one, people have been saying this is, weaponizing a DOJ against a someone who's running against you in 2024, or against a former president, and you're using the judicial system against people you don't like. And I found this trend really funny, that conservatives like to describe crimes as vaguely as possible to sort of mitigate what actually happened. It's like, oh, they're going to charge you just because you're hanging out with friends, and like that's what they'll say about like January 6th. Or oh, you're just on the phone with people, and that's what you say about being, borderline threatening somebody to find you votes to overturn an election. But, a clip sprung up on my feed recently of Ben Shapiro in 2014 talking about viewing presidents and elected officials as criminals. If they commit crimes, we should charge them. That'll make them think twice about behaving criminally. And, it's weird because, broken clocks, and I guess, but yeah, I agree with that. I've always agreed with that. Probably since I was maybe 12 or 13. This idea that law and justice, it should be blind. It shouldn't care what your job is or how much money you make or what color you are. Breaking the law, like we all agree to this. It's this social contract sort of deal. You live in this society, so you have to behave a certain way and you have to follow the rules. And if you don't follow the rules, there should be repercussions. And I think a lot of us kind of understand that there's a class of society, rich folks, politicians, people who have really important jobs, that the law doesn't seem to apply evenly to them. They can buy their way out of things. They can get fancy lawyers to push dates out and to frustrate systems, and we can't do that. And I think that's unfair. I think that the law should be even-handed and dispensed fairly and quickly and justly. So when you try to use your federal power to overturn a state decision, which that's what our elections are, by the way. That's why this is being charged on a state level, not a federal level. Because when we have national elections, the states count their votes and then they send their electors. So Trump tried to use his power of the executive branch to threaten a state. If we're supposed to be, small government and, don't let the Fed come in and tell us what to do, you need to be across the board with that. It can't just be because this is your friend or because you like this candidate. He broke the law. He used the executive branch to threaten the states. If this was anybody else, you would want him to be tried for this. So that's how I'm going to look at this. It doesn't matter to me who he is. This is the one I've been waiting on. I would have assumed this would have kept you from even running for office. Like, this should have had you shamed from society, but I guess that's the world we live in now. You get a big enough fan base, you can do anything you want. Now, Fulton County says they're going to take his mugshot. I am honestly not really looking forward to that because all the worst people on the internet, are going to start using that as their profile picture. It's going to be like it's going to be awful. But, until that happens, until we start seeing those people pop up and until we get more news from Fulton County, y'all try to have a good day.